I don't know what it is.
Oh, turning. Okay. Listen, you Texans, and you shall hear stories of a man we think is dear.
He's the oldest of four, our dear, darling brother. We feel like we know him like no other.
Needless to say, as the oldest and only boy, to our parents, he was their pride and joy.
We all were his servants at his beck and his call. We had to do whatever he wanted, anything at all.
Thank goodness that's changed. And we're now in control. He's finally learned his place and thank goodness his role.
So sit in silence, dear brother, while a few stories we each share. Growing up with you was sometimes really quite rare.
Now Sally will share a story called Inventor of the First Remote Control.
So I am obviously much younger than all of them, as you can tell. I was the baby sister. And he was actually way ahead of his time. So in our house, the stereo, as you all recall, was a piece of furniture like this big, right? And he was like wild engineering stuff. He rigged speakers up to his bedroom above so that he could listen to music. But what's the problem with that? You all remember that music used to be on a flat disc, and you had to flip it over. Yeah. How did you flip it over? You yelled at your baby sister. But I always then say, the result is I know a lot about jazz, because at 5, 6 years old, I'm listening to, you know, Oscar Peterson. And so we like to think of that as I'm the original remote control.
And now Chita will share no family car to drive to church.
Question mark?
Question mark?
Question mark?
Yeah. In our family, the one thing you had to do every single week was be in the first pew on the right, in a row.
Third.
He's right. Oh, didn't you tell him to be quiet? So sit in silence, dear brother, while a few stories we each share. You had to be in church. I don't care if it's the first, second, or third, but you had to be there. You had to be lined up. All of us. You never missed 9 o'clock service at Clarendon United Methodist Church. This did not happen. Of course, in those days we had one car, and you all shared the family car. And one Saturday night, Ernie, took the car out. Normally you would be home at midnight, I would think. That would be a normal time. The next morning came, and there was no Ernie, and there was no family car. And my father fussed and fumed and huffed and puffed. And finally we walked to church in order to get to the pew in time. Sometime late that afternoon, Chico showed up. Ernie showed up with the car.
That's why I was introduced to as Chico, sorry.
But nobody asked, where were you all night? Why weren't you here to go to church? No, they did say, why weren't you here to go to church? What nobody asked was, I messed up my story, I apologize. What nobody asked was, why did you shave your legs last night? And he may say he doesn't remember this story, and that's probably why he shaved his legs.
Now Susan will share green eggs and ham.
Ernie, or Chico, was very, very pampered. We all know that our grandmother lived with us, and he would get off work, maybe go meet some friends at a bar, come home, go to bed. When he woke up the next morning, his shirt would have been laundered, ironed, and would be hanging there for him to put on again. Granny even ironed his underwear. And he always came down in his fresh shirt and expected someone to make breakfast for him. And I remember several times Chita made eggs for him, and then he would complain because they were either too hard or too runny. So one morning he came down in his nice shirt and he said, eggs for breakfast, and so she made him eggs and she just dumped the bottle of green food polish coloring in it, and he never complained about eggs again. Well, there's more we could share, but time has run out. He won't stay quiet much longer. Soon he will shout.
We'll end while we can, but first we must say the day he was born was a wonderful day.
Right, we're not done. Now, here to our brother, join us in a toast to Ernie, Chico, or Bubba. That's another possibility. Bubba. Whatever you like most.
Happy 70th birthday! You're so old.
Thank goodness when you were born, they broke the mold.
Okay, I should explain, they call me Chico. In 1948, was it?
Are you giving my age?
Yeah. We moved to, my father was working for the Department of Agriculture and he got transferred to Mexico City and he was establishing a program to eliminate foot and mouth in Mexico because we had done it in the U.S. and they were trying to get it out of Mexico. And his interpreter started calling me Chico. Well, being a little boy from Kentucky, Chico was really cute. And so that became my nickname, Chico. Until I met somebody, I don't know who she is, but she's around here somewhere. Who started calling me Ernie, so that's when I became Ernie. All growing up, I was Chico.
I think Chico's cute, actually.
I want to know if Bobby irons your underwear.
Oh,
Bobby doesn't even fold my underwear.
I throw it at him. So now,
We should sing.
I didn't want to put 70 candles on the cake. I thought that'd be
Should we have the boys? Do the boys want to sing, or they're in there? No, they're done. That's too bad. That's too bad.
No, that really is.
Well, they're not going to come sing?
They have a good. They can sing "Happy Birthday" backwards.
Do you want to get the
You heard that
boys?
before? It's pretty impressive.
Do you want to get
Well, Carrie, do you want to ask if they want to sing it backwards real fast?
That is pretty good.